Kamran Pasha exclusive Netflix abandoning woke programming?
Yep.
What?
So yeah, I mean, so this is the background of this is that I was having lunch with a TV producer. I'm developing a TV series set in ancient Egypt with this producer, very lovely Italian woman. She's very smart, and we got together for lunch earlier this week. And she started talking about her recent meetings with Netflix, and she gave me some surprising feedbacks. If you want to read some of this,
I would love to read some of this. Get on over to Kamran Pasha's Patreon. Become a member today. I had lunch today with the producer with whom I am developing a television series set in ancient Egypt. She shares with me an interesting bit of insight as to where Hollywood is going politically. She had a meeting with a Netflix executive a few days ago, and the exec was blunt, saying that the company is abandoning woke programming.
and they use the word woke, which is interesting. We'll talk about that here. Yeah, they actually use the word that we're not doing woke stuff anymore, quote unquote.
She said the executive told her in no uncertain terms that Netflix has finally realized that it had alienated much of its audience in middle America with fringe projects that were of a far leftist political bent, and that seeing the success of Taylor Sheridan shows that are aimed for moderate and conservative audiences has forced Netflix and the entire industry to reevaluate programming decisions. Before I go on, was there any talk about the latest Netflix controversy, and then Elon, your boy Elon, boycotting Netflix because he did a whole boycott campaign because of the trans programming.
Does that work? Are people boycotting Netflix over that? Is that actually happening? I don't know. I mean,
I think they did. I think a lot of people boycotted. I don't know. You guys in the chat, there's over 50 of you guys in the chat. Have you canceled your Netflix because of the recent dust up? I guess they found an old trans cartoon for kids,
okay,
which was canceled.
okay,
A couple of years ago. So it's like
but still on the system somewhere.
still in the system, and I believe like it's like, don't you guys have parental settings?
Yeah,
So yeah, that's kind of weird. So I still have my Netflix. Okay. I never had Netflix. Netflix, what do you think I'm made of? Money? Oh, that's funny.
yeah.
That's
I mean,
funny.
yeah, it's
It
this
is expensive right now.
everything's and I just got word Apple. I'm subscribed to Apple, and now it's like now like $12.99. I think it was $9.99. They just randomly decide we're just gonna up your subscription rate.
Oh,
What do
they're
you?
all doing that.
Yeah,
They're
what are
all
you
doing
gonna
that. I'm getting rid of my Apple at the end of the month. And right now I have a deal with Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus all in one. No. HBO Max, Hulu, and Disney Plus all in one bundle.
do? Okay.
Freaking sham.
Yeah,
All right,
so,
let me get back to this.
mhm.
She said the executive told her, oh, da, 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 da. Of course, none of this should be a surprise to members of this Patreon. I've been predicting that exactly this shift would happen for several years and have been reporting on its gradual acceleration since the last presidential election. I shared last November how a group of showrunners I had dinner with said that their studio executives had given them explicit permission to do away with DEI in hiring.
Mhm.
And now my producer friend reports that the Netflix execs are openly deriding projects using the term woke as a pejorative, something she has never heard of before. Of course, the
People were
perennial
afraid
black
to use
pills
that
and
word.
blobs.
They were afraid
Huh?
to use the word woke because it was linked to quote unquote the far right and Trump and anti-trans and this and that. So they didn't want.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard anyone in Hollywood ever like use the word phrase. You go woke, go broke. That's something that the YouTubers say, right? Except when it comes to Barbie, which was supposedly woke and yet strangely didn't go broke. But whatever. In any event, it's not a phrase that woke is not used by people in Hollywood, but now it is.
Of course, the perennial black pills and blobs will continue beating the Hollywood is woke mantra, just like they hammer away with Star Wars is dead. But the industry will continue to follow the money regardless of what these increasingly out of touch grumblers say. Any last words here on you got the vibe from this executive from this
Yeah, I
Netflix?
mean, this is a very smart person, and again, this is all fitting in what I've seen, which is what do people don't understand? Hollywood isn't liberal, it's not conservative, it's follow the flock. Because remember what I said, we're going back full circle to what I said at Disney. Disney is just a magnification of the rest of the industry,
Mhm.
right? Everyone is just trying to survive, man. No one, people just don't want to be swept away. To have any presence in this town is a miracle, right? To have a job, executive producer or screenwriter, have a job is a miracle. and you don't want to be swept away because there's 10,000 people trying to take your slot, right?
Hmm.
So why everyone is afraid of saying the wrong thing, of making a mistake on whatever the politics of the moment are. So it wasn't that the Hollywood was woke. Hollywood was just like following what it thought was a trend, and then everyone jumped on that trend to keep their jobs and not be singled out and isolated and canceled like I have been at times, right? Because I just don't keep my mouth shut. I don't play that game. And so the idea that Hollywood is woke, Hollywood, there are woke people in Hollywood, but the vast majority of people here just want to be here and do stuff and make stuff and survive as long as they can. And so now that they sense, because of national political events, that a
Mm.
certain political narrative is no longer in favor, they're all like, all right, we're on board with this new boat. And so people are saying, I'll believe it when I see it. Well, you have to believe it, because that's the only reason you don't believe it is because you believe these people believe something. They don't believe anything. They just try to
No, no,
survive.
no, no. Again, and this kind of goes back full circle. It's like it's just like how big's the budget? The bigger, the more sexier. That's all I care about, and let's make some money. If it's woke, cool. If it's gonna make money, obviously, hey, this stuff has not been making money. Time to move on.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, man. Thank you for that. Have you got any feedback when you posted this?
Yeah, I mean, the standard kind of stuff we're seeing in the chat. Some people are like, I believe it when I see it. Other people are like, yeah, feels true to me.
Mm,
Again, my instinct is that you just have to not give these people the same benefit of the doubt you give your colleagues in
mm,
life, because they're not like normal people. Your colleagues are trying to live life and have opinions, right? Your colleagues' opinions on the world will not necessarily destroy their lives. Standing out in Hollywood and having an unpopular opinion can destroy your life. So no,
mm.
no one's opinions are real. They are whatever the crowd's opinion is.